This setup is a complete set 300 TPD rock gold CIL processing flowsheet, including a feeding, crushing, and screening system, ball mill grinding system, leaching pretreatment, leaching activated carbon adsorption processing, gold-loaded carbon desorption and electrolytic stage, and tailing water recycle system. 1. Feeding, crushing, and screening system. The raw gold stone is fed by a dump truck. There is a vibration feeder under the hopper, which can feed the material into the jaw crusher evenly. The hopper can be made at the mine site by clients themselves, according to the real situation. The jaw crusher crushes the rock to medium size. The output from the jaw crusher is transported to the second fine jaw crusher by belt conveyor. The fine jaw crusher crushes the rock to below 25 millimeters. The output from the fine jaw crusher is transported to the next vibrating screen by a belt conveyor. The larger than 25 millimeter material is returned to the fine jaw crusher for crushing again. The output smaller than 25 millimeters goes to the next storage hopper via a belt conveyor. There is also one electromagnetic vibration feeder under the hopper. It's for buffering and feeding the material evenly. Transport the fine gravel to the ball mill by a conveyor. 2. Ball mill grinding system. The ball mill is used to grind the fine gravel into fine powder to release the inside gold from the rock. In order to reach the best leaching ratio and gold recovery ratio, usually the leaching process requires 90% 200 mesh feeding size. So we suggest using two-stage ball mill grinding. The output from first ball mill goes to the spiral classifier for classification. The coarse sand from the classifier will go back to first ball mill for grinding again. Overflow slurry is small and fine in size and will be pumped to the hydrocyclone to get 0 to 200 mesh. Underflow slurry from the cyclone will go to the second ball mill for grinding again to get 0 to 200 mesh, and overflow slurry from the hydrocyclone is 0 to 200 mesh and will go to the thickener. Output slurry from second ball mill will also be pumped to the hydrocyclone. 3. Pretreatment. Before leaching, the small fine powder 0 to 200 mesh slurry from hydrocyclone will firstly be fed to a safety screen to screen out some waste. The underscreen will go to the inside thickener directly. At the same time, the flocculant is required to be added for the thickener. The overflow water from the thickener goes to settling ponds, and then the water can be recycled after precipitation. The underflow from the thickener will flow into a mixing tank, then use a slurry pump to pump the material into two pieces of primary leaching tanks. Related chemicals need to be added accordingly. The leaching in these two tanks will not be finished, just for rough leaching. 4. Leaching and activated carbon adsorption processing. 8 pieces double impeller leaching and adsorption agitation tank with carbon and roots blower. Work for adsorption agitation tank. The tank quantity and size depend on the processing capacity and total leaching time and can be revised according to raw ore conditions. 5. Gold-loaded carbon desorption and electrolytic. Stage. The gold-loaded carbon will be transported to a linear vibration screen to remove the trash. The gold-loaded carbon will go to normal temperature and normal pressure for desorption electrolysis. 6. Tailing water recycle system. The tailing from adsorption agitation tanks will go to a liner vibrating screen for screening carbon first. The underscreen goes to the underpond, then pumps to the big cone thickener to make suitable density before filtering. Then use a high-pressure slurry pump to feed the tailing slurry into the plate filter press machine for filtering and recycling the water, and tailing will be dried and transported away. If you do not need to recycle the water and make dry tailings, firstly, add bleaching powder to the tailing slurry tank to treat the acidic chemicals, thereby reducing the chemicals' influence on the environment. Then, tailings can be discharged far away by channel. The advantage of this flowchart: 1. It is suitable for any type of gold rocks and gold tailing materials. 2. It has a very high crushing rate because it uses 2 stages of jaw crusher and vibrating screen to form a closed crushing circuit. 3. It can quickly recover a part of liberated gold from ball mill with a gravity separation machine. 4. Gravity tailings are sent to leaching and adsorption process using CIL plant to recover maximum gold. 5. has the best gold recovery rate, 95%.